Okay, so this is about determining your month. And like I said before, this is an adaptation from a call that Diamond Ambassador Brooke did for her team. And it's really going to change up the way you think about doing your IPA and how you rank up. Because a lot of us start we get in this business, we get going, we hit gold, and then we just sort of wander through and are kind of like, okay, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, but we really don't have a clear vision, and therefore we don't really know how to tell our team to have a clear vision. So this is determining your month, and this is something we can easily duplicate down to our downlines, and I learned a whole lot from this. I've been doing this for almost 4 years, and it was really neat because if you're here on this call, then you're looking towards that next rank, whether it's gold all the way through diamond. You've got your mindset on going to that next place. So how the heck do you connect those dots? And a lot of times we get so concerned with the numbers, like right now we're in that got to get to Ruby by January 31st for Melissa's Ruby retreat. We get so caught up in the numbers. I have to have 500 points. We often forget that you have to be intentional about getting those points. It can't just be, I need to add 20 ambassadors a month. That's great. However, if your team doesn't have that same vision, getting those 20 ambassadors a month is going to be impossible. And you have to have a team to get to Ruby and beyond. You can pretty much get to gold on your own. You can sign 20 people. But after that, you have to have a team, and you have to have a common vision. So that's kind of what this is going to do. It's going to bring in the vision. And a lot of times what I encounter is people, they wait till the 10th, 15th of the month, and it's like, hey, you know what? I've got 18 people on my team. I think I'm going to rank to gold. I'm going to push to gold. And by that time, you've lost 10 days. You've lost 15 days. We need to be intentional about not only knowing when our rank up month is going to be, like I am going to go gold this month, and being able to make that happen versus, oh, it's the 28th. I think I'm going to push for the next rank. And I'm kind of saying that nonchalantly, but that has happened, where somebody will message me and be like, I'm going to push for gold or senior gold, and we have 2 days. That's not enough time, and it comes across very desperate to your downline, because then they're more seen as your points than a team member. And so ideally, right after somebody ranks silver is when we're going to be identifying what month they are in. And there's 3 types of months that you are always going to be in. For most of us, it's going to be this first month, which is your building month or rebuilding month. A building or rebuilding month means that you either just ranked, so some of you that had the, go for gold, or you went silver, wherever you are at, no matter what rank you are at, you either just ranked this past month, or because some of these ranks, there's quite a big point gap, you are, building up to that. So you're rebuilding, you're building your team. And so this is your time to stop, refocus, look at where are you going. You just ranked up to this rank, or you're now this, let's say you're gold, you're refocusing from going gold to now focusing on going senior gold. That looks a lot different than going gold. So it's your time to refocus your mission and to look at where you're going. What is your plan? The second type of month that you can have comes after you know where you're going, you're building, and this building month is not necessarily just 1 month. It could be 1 month, it could be a few months, but you also don't want to just hang out there, because that won't get you anywhere. So don't get comfortable there. But the second type of month is the setup month. This is where you're setting yourself up to rank to that next level. So if you're a gold ambassador, your next rank is senior gold, you want to set yourself up to easily rank senior gold the following month. So it's September, you want to set yourself up so that October, you're going to push past that rank. It doesn't mean you're scrambling for points and quickly messaging and counting on all these white lines to go by. And we're going to talk more about these here in a minute. Your setup month is where you don't think you're going to rank. It's not like, oh, I hope I go gold. It's you are going to be so close that if it happens, awesome. But if it doesn't, it's okay because you're setting yourself to do it next month, okay? And then, of course, the third is our favorite. It's your rank up month. It's the month that you know, I am going to go gold. I'm going to go senior gold. You know, if your goal is to go ruby by January 31st, well, we need to make a plan so that come January, we're not like, oh crap, we need 100 points all of a sudden. Where am I going to get these 100 points from? This is supposed to be my rank up month, and I don't know if I can rank up. Your rank up month should be, I am going to do it. And, you know, I've planned, I've strategized, my team is on board to help me, because that's what our team is for. And then we can then help our up and down lines with their rank up months. So our goal in all of this is to identify not only your own personal month that you're in, but your downline. So like right now, I am in a building month. I am trying to get to diamond, and there's a lot of points in between there. So it's not going to happen overnight. Whereas my level 1 might be ready to go gold. So just because I'm in a building month does not mean my entire team is. It means you need to also identify your levels 1, 2s, and 3s. Where are they at? If you have a level 1 that is in a setup month, then you need to be doing specific things to help them. And we're going to talk about those things here in a minute. Everything that we're going to do can be duplicated and should be duplicated, because when that happens, it is going to make those dominoes fall, and your rank ups are going to be happening faster because they're duplicating what you're doing. And everyone will have a vision. They'll have a plan on what they're supposed to be doing versus, you know, what are you doing to work your business? Oh, I'm going to watch some videos. I'm going to follow up with some people. How are you going to follow up with them? And what videos are you going to do? You have to be intentional. So the problem is, so many of us, and I am guilty of this too, wander aimlessly through this business. We have to stop that. We have to stop this. Your goal is to go gold. Great, I'm going to cheer you on. That is great. We should cheer them on. But we have to be intentional about what does that look like during the month. We need to get with our people to determine what month they're in. What are their specific goals so that we can set specific action steps. So we're going to talk about the first type of month, your building or rebuilding month. And each one of these months is broken into thirds. I'm going to give you specific things to do the 1st through the 10th of each month, the 11th through the 20th, and then the 21st through the 30th, 31st. Because we all know that come the end of the month, it looks a whole lot different if we're trying to rank up. It's crunch time versus the beginning of a month. And if we don't have that plan in action, the end of the month is crazy chaotic, and nobody in your family will like you, because I've been there where my husband is like, no, it wasn't worth it because you were tied to your computer. And that's not what we want. You know, Plexus gives us freedom, and so if we're intentional, we'll get that. So building month, most of us are here. So let's talk about the 1st through the 10th. I know it's already the 5th, so we've lost a couple of days, but I still believe we can get on it. So here's what you should be doing and what you can convey to your downline if they are in this building, rebuilding month, okay? First thing you need to do is you need to look at your reports. I talk a lot about pulling reports. You need to get familiar with these. These are very powerful tools that Plexus has given us, at our fingertips, and we really don't use them as much as we should. We need to be going into our back office, clicking on reports, detailed genealogy, and pull up everybody, and then click on next convenience order date. When you click on it, it's going to auto sort your genealogy so that you have the 1st through the 28th. So you want to do that. It's the 5th. So what we need to look at is we need to look at those white lines, the people that have a conditional or unconditional order that should have already gone through and didn't. I did this today, and I already found about 20 people whose orders processed last month that have not processed this month and should have. That is huge impact on our teams, you guys, and we need to be training our teams to do this. So you can click on the person if it says conditional order and it hasn't gone through. Click on their name, and you can bring up if the order is stuck, maybe a bad card, who knows. Reach out to them. But make a calendar of your people as to when it ships out and check in on them. So if I see that Angie's order is going to ship out on the 7th, I might contact her today and say, hey, I just want to see how you're doing on your products. Because remember, this is a relationship. We've got to do better at coaching our ambassadors. Not everybody signs on and knows what to do. So if Angie's order is going to ship out on the 7th, and she's like, yeah, I really enjoy my products, but I really like to have more energy. Well, then we can encourage her to maybe purchase Edge or Accelerator or something like that. We need to know our ambassadors' health goals. If they're doing great, encourage them. It is a great time this 1st through the 10th to do challenges like IPA, posting. Post on Facebook the first 10 days every day. This is when we're going to want to create that momentum in the first part of the month. Something that is easily duplicatable. Something like, hey guys, I want to see everybody tell their story. That was just posted on our page in Team Eichenhorst. Something else that you could do is maybe come up with a goal for adding ambassadors. Like, hey team, I want us to add 20 people this month. You can't ask your team to do that at the end of the month because that's kind of hard. So your building month is when you're wanting to grow your team, because to reach these ranks, you need to add to your team. So maybe come up with a number, but again, it has to be logical. If you're only have one person on your team, don't say, I want us to sign 20 people, because you better have 20 people in your back pocket or you're setting yourself and your team up for failure, and that sucks. So be intentional. Look at how many people you think your team can add. Make it a little challenging, but don't make it to where they're going to be discouraged because there's no way they can reach that number. This is your time to watch training videos. This is where it's your time to focus on your growth and duplication. Focus on training your team to duplicate. This is where a lot of the planning happens, is in the 1st through the 10th of these building months. If you're silver, your step is to go gold. There's a lot of people you have to add from silver to gold. If you're not yet silver, that's your first step. What is your plan to get there? You have to know what it is to get to the next rank. You have to look at how many points do you have, how many points do you need. This is the time where you sit down and you make your action plan. But do not get comfortable in the building stage. So many people get comfortable and they're like, I'm going to watch YouTube videos all day. These are great. I'm learning so much information from Sonia Dudley, from Melissa Eichenhorst. They're my heroes. Well, guess what? If you're not doing anything, they could be your heroes all day long, but it's not going to change your business. You're going to be stuck where you're at. You have to put action. So that's the 1st through the 10th. That gives you some things to do. So you can even make a calendar and write down the 1st. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to pull my customers. I pull my downline every 5 days. So today I pulled my detailed genealogy. I'm going to do it again on the 10th, and I'm going to follow up with everybody again. Okay, if you want to do it every day, do it every day. Just do it at some point. The middle of the month, the 11th to the 20th, this is where you're going to focus on customer service. And I know I'm guilty of this. We focus on our customers so much we forget about our ambassadors. This is your time to check in with your team as well as your customers. This business is all about relationships, so don't leave people out. If you have that ambassador that's rocking it, check in and with her or him and encourage them. This is your time to maybe find out if somebody's struggling. This is where you take your breath and you go back to the basics, where you think about, okay, Plexus 101. We followed up with people. You built that relationship. How's it going? How are your products? How can I encourage you today? Be that connectors. The mid-month is often slow, and so this is where we want to pour back into our team so that it doesn't come to a screeching halt in the middle of the month, because that's very easy to do if we're not pouring back into our team. We can get so focused on our customers that our team just kind of steps back, and then trying to get that momentum started is really hard. And some of us have been there before, where we had great momentum and then middle of the month came and life gets crazy and we don't check in with people, and it's really hard to get that momentum going again. So that brings us to the end of the month. Now, mind you, we're not focusing on ranking up this month. We're focusing on building and relationships. So the 21st through the 30th, the end of the month, we're going to follow up on our reports again. We're going to pull our reports same way we did in the beginning. Detailed genealogy. We're going to look at whose orders have not gone through, because our auto ship dates are the 26th, 27th, and 28th. That's the most popular days. We want to look at all of those people that have not shipped out. We want to make sure any ambassadors we signed the month prior. So this month, you want to look at all of your August ambassadors. Do they all have their convenience order set up? You may have walked them through it when you signed them up. It may have been on, but guess what? People delete them. I know it might be surprising, but you know, your girlfriend Sally that was all set up to go and convenience order on may have deleted it on you and not told you. So you need to go back and check on them. Check on why it got deleted. Check on, are they having problems with their products? A lot of people get hung up in the process, and if we aren't checking on them, we're not going to know that they're having a problem. This is a good time to do adding challenges, to revisit. Hey, let's say at the beginning of the month, we made a challenge of signing 20 people. This is a great time to kind of reevaluate. Hey guys, we're almost there. We can do it. Let's push through. Let's create that excitement. This is a good time for incentives, like I have 10 spots for you for the next 10 people to join my team. Okay, it creates that urgency because it's the end of the month. This is where you are going to decide realistically. I put that in all caps because sometimes we're not realistic about our goals. We need to decide realistically what next month holds. If we've done a good job of rebuilding and adding to our team, can we transition into rank up next month or setup month, or do we need to spend another month doing this? The higher up you go, the more points you need, the deeper your team gets. Even though you might be adding hundreds of people a month, if they're way down below level 7, they aren't going to count for your rank up. So you need to be focusing on those top levels. For example, to go from Sapphire to Diamond, you have to go from 3,000 to 4,500 points. And most of my people, I have to level 17. Most of the people we add don't count. So we have to revisit those and all of that. We also need to think about our team. Do we have any people that are ready to rank up? If so, we need to be the encouraging person to do that. If we're at a place where we're ready to move on, this is the time to decide it before the month starts, not like at the beginning of next month. Hey, I think I'm going to go gold this month. You need to decide it the month before, because come the first of the month, it's time to get planning. If you set a personal goal, let's say to add a person a week, and at the end of the week you did not meet that goal, this is the time where you've got to decide to step up your game. This is not like, oh, well, my team didn't do this. It's your personal goal. If you made that for yourself and it didn't happen, you have to then pull the big girl panties up and change what you're doing, okay? Step it up. So let's say you spent this month rebuilding and everything's looked good. You've added to your team and you are ready to rank up in the near future. Let's say you've been working towards senior gold and you know that it's a real possibility. So that transitions us at the first of the next month to a set up goal. Our main goal here is, what can I do this month that will really help me next month to fly by and all of that. Okay. So many people go into this month thinking maybe they can rank up, but they're not sure. This is where you're like, I think I can go gold, but I don't know if I have the people. That's what this is going to avoid. A steady business is ranking up organically. That means you're not bribing people to buy your points or to order at the last minute, because these are people. They're not just going to order because you say so. This is not going to, I got to make it happen. This is where you have to set it up and you are going to fly by it next month. If it happens this month, great. So the 1st through the 10th, you're going to focus on your ambassadors from your previous month. You're going to sort your genealogy again, make sure that they've been contacted and that they know that it's no longer their first month anymore. You're going to build that relationship with them, get them to go silver, to think about gold. Focus on your 1s and 2s. This is also where you're going to check their convenience order, find out why it's off. And this is a big thing, you guys. I hear this all the time. Well, I added 50 people. I'm going to fly by it. If you added, let's say, 50 people in August, and you pull your genealogy report and only 10 of them have their convenience order on, you really didn't add 50 people. You really only added 10. So you need to look at why their order might be off. The middle of the month, you're going to focus on ambassadors adding and going silver. This is where you're going to engage in your team, and you're really going to focus on duplication and the power of 3. So that's the middle of the month. Not a lot happening there. The end of the month, you're going to tie up loose ends. And what I mean by this is you're going to go over reports, check on inactives, and you're going to get more of a response from your white lines. You don't want to wait until the month you rank up to contact these people, because it's about a relationship. You're not just going to contact them out of desperation, because they will be able to tell that. You need to build that relationship the month before, and even before that. Work on educating them, okay? We have to get out of the mindset of don't touch them till I need them, okay? So after we've done all of that, the month that we most like is called the rank up month. This is where it's important because it focuses on what we've already done. If you've confidently have done everything that we've talked about, you're going to enter the rank up month starting day 1. The 1st of the month. You're not going to wait till the middle. You're going to start it not on the 15th, but on the 1st. And not a lot happens during our rank up month, but it is important. The 1st to the 10th, you're going to make sure you're commission qualified of your leaders, because I can tell you from personal experience, you don't want to go into the month thinking you have a certain number of points, and then the very last day, somebody that maybe has a senior gold under them gets commission qualified and causes compression, and you suddenly don't have as many points as you thought you had. So that's very important. Start talking to the leaders of your team and make sure everyone that is added this month gets commission qualified. You're going to want to make sure that anybody you add, when you're walking them through the welcome pack process, you can even suggest, hey, why don't you try, in addition to the triplex, ordering X Factor Plus Omega X, or adding on products at the time of ordering, because they're already excited and it's going to get them commission qualified that first month and they can get a paycheck. The middle of the month, you're going to have a team-wide challenge, something like get commission qualified by the 20th and get entered into a prize. Don't blindly set up your contest though. Know when most of your commission orders process, and your challenge should be exciting. Okay, motivating your team is important. Then is the last part. It's crunch time. The very end of the month, you're going to double check your commission qualifieds and your leaders, and you want to check out why an order isn't processing. If it should have, it's your time to really stay on top of your orders, and then project where you're going to end in points. If anything, you have to know that the rank up is not by chance. It takes planning, but once we start doing this, these action steps are going to have the domino effect, and it's going to make those months that we are ranking up so much easier and not seem like we think we're going to rank up, but we're not. So those are some steps that I would really love for us to implement as a team and duplicate down and know what specific month we are in. So I hope that helped you guys, and I'm looking forward to our team just really ranking up in the next few months. So I will post this recording after it uploads to YouTube.